Guys, good morning. Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Putnam, Connecticut. I'm out here working on this big, beautiful house today. I got Tony on the job with me. Homeowner's over here making a quick repair on the roof before we start washing, but we're doing a roof wash on this house. All these funny angles up in here, this porch, the garage roof, etc. And then we're washing the whole building. He's putting it up for sale, and we're out here in Pomfret on this beautiful, beautiful property. Look at this gorgeous views this guy has. Sick, great place to be. A big pool in the back, all that fun stuff. But just wait for him to finish up his repair. You can see him up on the roof there right now. He's got a couple shingles that blew off, so he's replacing that. And then that area he's in right now is real dirty. Then we get this balcony over here, which I don't have access to except from the ladder, so I have to climb up over that. Balcony's covered with lichen. So it's gonna be fun. I'll be shooting the roof at 5% today, and I'm going to show you guys some of what's going on in the back of the rig while he sets this thing up. Changes back here. I eliminated the banjo ball valve setup that we had, and we've gone to one of these little polypropylene valves, and this is running only my 12 volt here today. So this valve, depending on which way I turn it, if I turn it this way, here it goes up into my soap tank, okay? And that's how I'm bleeding the system. A lot of you guys keep telling me you can't get your systems to prime. It's because you're not bleeding it. You're trying to prime it or bleed it through 200 feet of hose. It's never gonna happen. You need to be able to shoot it through a short hose, get the system to work, turn it over to the reel. This goes up to the reel, and then my 200 feet of Curatech is on the reel, which Tony has pulled all the way across the front of his. So to limp for the next day or two, I'm filling this bucket up because I like to have some water to wash my hands. So now, instead of downstreaming through the proportioner, because now this is the only setup that's hooked to the proportioner, I am downstreaming directly into my 55. I set up a drop stick with a weight. I put some eliminator in there. You can see the foam. So Tony will be downstreaming directly out of the 55 today. We will be putting a valve on there at some point. I think I'm switching my system up. We won't get into that right now, but that's how we're operating today. We changed our setup or plan a little bit here. Homeowner's still working on the roof over there, so I'm just starting over here on the further side. I've got the M5 2.3 2 to 3 gallon per minute M5 set up with the ST 510 soft wash gun. I've got 5% on the dial. You can see all the lichen on this roof. And M5 is going to work out pretty good. One thing I don't seem to like about the M5 is the fray. So this may not be the end-all soft wash gun for me, but I am getting the distance that I want. I brought a shooter tip up here with me too. I was getting good results on my tests with that, because I do have to shoot over there, over this peak. I'm probably going to switch up to the shooter tip here in just a minute. But for what I'm doing so far, the M5 is working out perfectly. I added a little bit extra eliminator in my soap today. I thickened it up in my soap tank. I'm about 2 ounces per gallon of water. So again, still a pretty thin ratio, but you can see I've got good soap, good halt. And we'll get some better video on this once I'm out of this sun. I got the sun looking at me right there. So all right, so as I'm doing this, I can see that this union right here, that looks like it's freaking completely bleached out, which has scared the crap out of me. But then I'm looking ahead over here where I haven't been. I've put nothing over here yet. And you can see that these look the same. So for some reason, those junctions are bleached out, but that's not my doing. These are wet from morning dew. So our homeowner's over here doing his thing on the roof, and there's another one of those unions. We got this crazy cracker, homeowner, up there repairing his roof. As soon as he moves out of there, we're gonna wash this side. I went and washed the other side already. It's been treated. Everything's looking pretty good so far. I'm just gonna give him a minute. Tony's been keeping everything wet down here. And we've got like more than half of the roof on this side done already. The peak that way is all done. Tony's been keeping the wood deck wet for me, all the plants wet for me. And then we'll get into this very dark, dirty side here in just a minute. I got my shorty shooter on from Russ. I'm liking it a little better here today. I'm on the other roof, still in the sun, but I'm getting a better, much better beam and about 2 more feet of distance with this tip versus the M5. And I'm able to get all the way up there into that corner on that peak, over that peak, no problem. And get up on that ridge. Oops, there we go. Over the skylights, no problem. So excellent distance here. I'm glad I took the time to fix this over the weekend, because I would not be getting this done today with that air leak that I had last week. You can see what I'm doing there. Sweet. All right, you can get the idea. All right, this is our dirtiest section of the roof. I'm up here standing on the porch roof. You can see I got a ladder coming up, a ladder from there, goes up on this peak so I can shoot up where you were seeing the skylights earlier. But now I can stand right here in the corner and hit all of this, no problem. I'm gonna M5 this. Also, the siding on this side is very dirty. So while I'm here, this is going to get hit with roof wash. And as soon as I'm done with the roof wash here, I'm pulling the power wash up here to clean the siding. I'll show you what's going on. I'm going to M5 this bit of roof. I should be a spokesperson for M5. They should be sponsoring me, the X-Jet company. If you happen to be watching, you guys owe me a t-shirt or something. Well, you can see no problem. Probably only 25 feet there to the peak, so it's not any effort at all for this. We're running eliminator for soap again still, okay? That's all I've run all season this year. No laundry soap, no apple wash, just eliminator. I don't think anything's gonna change my mind on that. I plan to use it going forward on everything. I'm gonna get a nice halt on this. All right, that was interesting. I had some trouble with the pump in the beginning. You saw me kind of stall, lose my stream there. So I went back to the truck and turned that valve I showed you earlier and bled into my soap tank for 30 seconds. You could see that it had good pressure that way. Switched it back to the hose and it worked. Then I was using the M5 up there, and the wind has picked up here dramatically because we're on the top of a hill and now the sun's come out. So you kind of get that convection and the wind picks up. And I wasn't reaching the corners very well with the M5. So I wound up switching over to the shorty shooter tip from Russ for that last pass. And that's very likely what I'll be using for the rest of the day. And basically from now on, I'm gonna be making a shorty shooter with a fan J-rod, a 2-banger. I got it somewhere in the truck. I just can't find it. Tony on the front side of the house, finishing up his rinse. I soaped everything that was up top there and washed all that, went up on that little balcony, washed it, etc. And he's down here now. And he took the time to soap this whole fence all the way around. Wet and forget on the fence. Big pool in here. Sweet, beautiful day. And this house is going for sale. Will be for sale shortly. And I think it's going on the market for like $950 out here in Pomfret, Connecticut. Got Tony on soap mode on the back of the house. And while he's doing that, I took the time to lay the line out for him so he could pull nice and easy. And we're going all the way over just around that pool fence a little bit. Client's doing a little work on this little deck. I'm gonna have to go up on the ladder, get the top side of that for him. But I was just up on the 24-foot ladder there. I shot that roof too because it also faces this north side. And we're cranking in rinse mode. And we're over here where the client has done some repairs. We have some siding on the ground here, which we saw some iron from staining from. So I made a little bit of weak 6 gallons a minute. And this is really weak F9. Only because that's all right, buddy. We're gonna see what that does. I'm gonna give that a few minutes, see what it does. That's my fault, I shouldn't be in the way. There's some more of this. So Tony's already washed this, it's just sitting here. Well, I can see some rust on it, so see what that does, give it a few minutes. Well, iron standing is all gone. Beautiful. Tony and I are calling it a day, wrapping it up, grabbing some lunch, getting some Thai food, some hibachi Thai food for lunch, sit in the truck, talk for a little bit, get ourselves organized. You guys have a great day and talk to you soon.